Hello, how's everybody doing today? Um, I am on it back on StreamYard because, well, I couldn't figure out how to highlight comments, and that was really bothering me. And so I feel like I need a little bit more time to figure that out. So I'm going to be sticking to StreamYard until I figured out how to do it in my new setup. That being said, welcome to the stream. Hopefully, everybody is prepared to get some work done today. I am really excited to tell you guys that I hit 10K yesterday on Cody the Writer's live stream. And I'm hoping that by the end of the stream, I will be at 11,000 words. I am coming up to the end of Act 1 in my Project Reaper draft 1. So, yeah, I've been working on it every day as much as I can. So it's going very slowly, but it's going. And that's the point. So let me know what you guys are working on in the chat. Also, if you've gotten anything you want to talk about or anything like that, like what your Halloween plans are or anything you want to share, feel free to drop it in the chat. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and pull up our wheel and we're going to spin and hopefully we can get some decent times today. I feel like on our last stream, we were getting like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, and that was really irritating me. So I'm going to pull up the wheel and we are going to spin that. Let's see. Well, right, 45 minutes. So 45 minutes today, or for this first sprint. Hello, Innocent Hedgehog. How are you today? What are you going to be working on? Feel free to let me know. I'm going to get the Flocus timer started with 45 minutes. It was 45 minutes, right? Yeah, 45 minutes. Been lazy today, so here to get some beta reading done. Ooh, very exciting. Sounds like fun. Hopefully you get a lot done on the stream. Are you ready to get started? Because I am. I'm ready to put my glasses on and get some words on this freaking page. All right. Hedgehog says, let's go. So let's do this. On 3, 2, 1, focus. right, how did everybody do during that sprint? Hopefully, you guys had a really productive 45 minutes. I did. I managed to write 597 words, which is pretty good, considering that most of my writing sprints nowadays have been like 200, 300 words max. So I'm very, very happy with that. I am currently writing the scene where my main character is trying to do some research in the library, and I decided it would be fun to have her get kicked out just before she uncovers some answers. So it was a fun scene to write. Holly literally just got here. Hi, Holly. Update me on your progress because we haven't talked about our writing in a while, and I want to know where you're at. Ian ate dinner and reread a bit of my draft. Which draft are you in? Can you remind me? And Innocent Hedgehog read 5 chapters. That is fantastic. Unyielding Gale said, nice. This keeps me focused. Coded 3 sections of the website I'm working on. Very, very cool. What kind of website is it, if you don't mind me asking? Ian is working on book 6, draft 1. It still amazes me how you're doing like this gigantic series. Like I could barely manage one book, and I think that Project Reaper is going to be at least a duology, and the idea of writing a second book for this, it just is so overwhelming to me. So I mean, kudos to you. I just do not understand how you do it. Felicity says, hi, dropped in late, but got 391 words. Needed this to focus today. Yes, I think that we all need these every once in a while. Gail, I'm going to call you Gail if that's all right with you. This website is on holistic wellness. Okay, very, very cool. Holly says, I don't have much more than I did when we went to Starbucks, but I've been busy with moving everything over to Scrivener. I did that last night. Yeah, so Holly was working. I'm gonna just say it, Holly. Sorry. Holly was working on this like really old MacBook, and I gave her one of my old MacBook Airs that had like the keyboard was like not functioning at all. And she has, I think it's her brother who replaced the keyboard for her. So she's been, and I've been trying to convert her over to Scrivener. So I'm glad that you're testing it out. Do you like Scrivener? Have you had an opportunity to play around with it yet? Ian said, no one said they were good. I mean, I bet they are though, Ian. Like, I bet they are. I know Hannah really enjoys reading them. Oh, it's your nephew. Got it. Sorry. You know, I struggle with the details sometimes. Anyway, should we do last lines or just lines in general? Like, how do we feel about doing some lines? I could do some lines. Holly says, a lot of great tools. I have a lot to get used to, but I really like it. I'm glad you do. If you want, I can show you how to customize it to your project next time we meet up. Let me know. Felicity just moved to Scrivener 2, and it's a tad confusing at the moment. Yeah, I remember when I first started using Scrivener, I had taken like I started using Scrivener like, God, how long ago was it? It was so long ago. I don't even actually remember. I think it was like 2017 when I started using it, and I had just taken a long break from writing and was getting back into it. I tried using Pages on MacBook and I hated it with every fiber of my being. I hated it so much. And so I tried Scrivener, and it was really confusing at first, but the more you use it, the more you get used to it. And there are actually some features in Scrivener that I still don't even know how to use yet. So I think it's just like a learning curve. And I know that there are some really great tutorials on YouTube. So if you're ever confused, it's a good place to check things out. Do we want to do last lines? How do we feel about last lines? Whatever. I'm just going to do it because why not? Let's see. Sorry about that, y'all. I forgot to turn off the timer. Trying to find a line that's like appropriate. Okay, I guess I'll just read you this little snippet of my main character getting kicked out of the library. I look up from the book and see an acolyte dressed in a white robe and a hood standing before me. A translucent red scarf shrouds the bottom half of their face so that I can just make out the movement of their lips as they speak. This place is not for you, they say, their voice a strangle of monotone notes. I look around the library. Nobody is looking at us, but the heat rising in my cheeks gives me away. I'm just doing some research, I start to say, but the acolyte cuts me off. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. There's more, but that's my little snippet for the day. If anybody would like to share their last lines, feel free to do so in the chat. Or if you want to share anything like holiday plans for Halloween or like something cool that you have coming up, feel free to also do that. That also works. Otherwise, we could do some trivia. Do we like some trivia? What's the vibes? I'll give you a second. Innocent Hedgehog says, yay, words. Yeah, I know you're beta reading, so probably wouldn't want to share that kind of thing. But we could do some trivia or something. Yes, I do know you in trivia, Kale. Felicity's last line was simply, it marked her as nobility, a beacon that commanded attention. Ooh, very nice. What is your book about? I need to know these things. Also down for trivia always. Yeah, I don't know if Margot would want me sharing her words. Yeah, probably not. Ian says, I'm making a severed arm smoked meatloaf and face hugger themed smoked chicken Alfredo, fun with food. Okay, that was a mouthful, and I am very curious to see how those things turn out. Holly says, trivia related to TV shows and movies or something. Last time it was chemistry and it was too hard. Haha. Sorry, Holly. Felicity's book is a historical fantasy surrounding the Viking invasion of England. Ooh, okay. Very cool. I like those kinds of things. I'm big on historical fiction in general. Face hugger as an alien? That's a great question that I'll reserve to or give Ian the ability to answer that because I actually have no idea what he was talking about. Let's see. All right, we'll do some trivia questions. As always, I will type them in the chat because sometimes I talk fast and I slur my words. Okay. In Star Wars, what is R2-D2 shorthand for? In Star Wars, what is R2-D2 shorthand for? I'll give you a little bit to answer. I know you can do it. Okay, I'll give you 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, time is up. So Ian says, I can't believe I don't know that. Yeah, I didn't know it either, honestly. So I can't really blame you for that. Felicity says, second gen robotic droid 2 or something like that. Okay. Innocent Hedgehog says, I am the sci fi author who knows nothing about Star Wars. That's so fair. So fair. Holly says, dang, one of the only fandoms I'm not a part of. um, okay. Maybe. And Gail says, ready to deliver to? LOL. So nobody got it right. It's actually real 2, dialogue 2, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a Star Wars person. My dad always tried to get me to watch it, and I could not be any less interested than I was. All right. We'll do another one. Okay. Hopefully this one's easier. What is the name of the prospector in Toy Story 2? What is the name of the prospector in Toy Story 2? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Time is up. Okay. Oh, because they used to edit droids to edit the films. I don't know. Probably, which became Avid Media Composer. Okay. Felicity says, what is a prospector? Great question. I have no idea. This was the question that came to me, though. Holly says, Stinky Pete. Gail says, Bob the Builder. Ian says, Stinky Pete sounds good. I'm with Holly. Well, then, Holly and Ian, you are correct. Stinky Pete was the correct answer. So let's throw some gold stars in the chat for the people who know who Stinky Pete is. I had no idea, honestly. I don't know. I'm so bad with trivia, like movie trivia, because like I have a hard time remembering details for things like that, like movie, music, things like that. I can never remember the names of things. It's hard. Yay, Disney adult for the win. Yes. I've seen your house, Holly. I know. Disney adult for sure. And we've got all the stars in the chat for everybody. Great. All right. Yes. Shooting stars, I think, or is that a constellation? I can't see. My eyes are bad without my glasses. All right. Should we do one more trivia question or maybe jump onto another sprint? How do we feel? Trivia. Okay. One more trivia question and then we'll jump onto the next sprint. This one should be fun. I'm interested to see who knows this. What was the first movie to earn $100 million at the box office? What was the first movie to earn $100 million at the box office? And I will just say it's probably not a movie that you expect. Although it's not surprising. I'll give you a little bit of time to lock in your answers. A little bit longer here, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is time. That is time. All right. So Ian says the Titanic. Holly thinks it's the Wizard of Oz. Gail says A Gentleman's Guide to Make $100 Million movie. That's funny. Brandon says Toy Story 3. Ian says Ben-Hur. You can't guess 3 different movies, Ian. Felicity says surely something early like Jaws or Grease. And then Ian also says Gone with the Wind. So the only person who got this, greatest story ever told. The only person who got this guessed only Ian. Okay, fine. You can do what you want. It's fine. The only person to actually guessed 2 movies, and that was Felicity. The first movie to earn $100 million at the box office was, in fact, Jaws. So gold stars for Felicity in the chat. Okay, I guess Jaws then. Yes, Jaws. You did. You guessed it right. You guessed it right. Yes, we are going to need a bigger boat. I love those movies, by the way. Jaws. So good. So terrible, but so good. I am with Ian. We guess until we're right. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fine. I'm loving all of the gold stars for Felicity. All right, let us go back to the wheel. So it is time to do another sprint. So here are our options today, you guys. If you are new to my streams, or if you are just coming to the stream after a while of not being on my streams, you'll know that I've been using wheels, but this is a new one. I have several options on here. There's a fun little option called Rider's Gauntlet, where if we land on it, we will also spin for a multiplier or some other chaotic thing that could happen during the stream. So here are our options. What do you think we are going to land on? Please throw your guesses in the chat. And just for your information, we have landed on Rider's Gauntlet before. So should be interesting. I'll give you a little bit longer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Your guesses are locked in. Felicity thinks we're going to hit 30. Gail thinks 50. Ian and Hedgehog think 45. And Holly is thinking 55 minutes. Let us spin the wheel and see where we land. $50. 50 minutes it is. So I'm going to update this timer really quick. And I think we had one correct guess in the chat. It was Gail. So we need to, yes, Gail, you can see the future. We need to throw some gold stars in the chat for Gail. Not me accidentally putting 500 in the timer. We don't want that, you guys. We don't want that. This is so funny. I can see the picture. I love that. Gold stars for Gail. Awesome. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready to focus? I'm not, but it's fine. We can do it. Okay. Gail says, let's do this. All right, guys. We are going to write our little hearts out for the next 50 minutes or do anything productive that you're doing for the next 50 minutes, okay? We got this. We can do it. We are strong people. So 3, 2, 1, focus. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that timer scared the crap out of me. I literally jumped out of my skin. Almost fell out of my chair. So there's that. How did everybody do on that sprint? Let me know in the chat. Tell me your progress. Tell me all the things, all of the details. I wrote another, I think around 500 words that sprint. I have reached my goal for the day of writing at least 1,000 words. I am now over the 11,000 word mark, which is fantastic. And I finished a chapter. So I just finished writing chapter 7. I feel like this chapter is kind of hit and miss. Like there's some good parts and there's some parts I know that definitely need work. It is what it is. No big deal, but it's done. It is also one of the longer chapters in this book so far at 2,500 words. Most of the other chapters are sitting around 1,400, 1,500 words. There's even one chapter I'm not sure I'm going to keep that is, or maybe I'll expand on, that's only sitting at 328 words at the moment. So, but I'm feeling good about the progress that I made during this last sprint. So we had Miley stop by. I'm not sure if you're still here, but if you are, hello and welcome. Felicity got through 722 words. That is fantastic. Great job. Very, very good writing sprint for you. Sounds like you were very productive. Holly got 266 words. Womp, womp. Don't say womp, womp. Even if you only wrote one word, that is still progress. Still progress. Hi, Margot. Welcome. Just swinging by to say hi. Well, you're always welcome here, whether to just say hello and to dip or to stick around if you want. It is always nice to see you. Gail said, not bad, pretty decent sprint. Yes, I would say so. How did you do, Gail? Let me know. Did you get everything you needed to get done? Miley said, I'm getting slides ready for a writing party tomorrow. Ooh, that sounds fun. That sounds so fun. Felicity's brain is fried now, though. Yeah, I totally feel that. We did 2 very long sprints. Our first sprint, 45 minutes. Second sprint, it was 50 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember because my brain is also fried. It is what it is. How did everybody else do? I know there's a couple other people who are just lingering up here and not saying anything. So feel free to drop what you did in that sprint in the chat. Gail said 1 more page down, but finding the right images took a toll. Yeah, that's so fair. That is so fair. All right. Well, I guess I could share a last line for you. Or I guess I could share, I did write this like fun paragraph. Let me. Here's one. It's a bit dark. Sorry about that. But it is what it is. This is a dark fantasy after all. I can't really do much about that. So, the paragraph is short, so I'll just read it really quick. It had been fun to watch Vesper's veins pop out of his forehead whenever her shop boy corralled the customers waiting in our line, by way of promising shorter wait times and better quality ingredients at theirs. What wasn't fun was hearing about it after the fact, or the retroactive beatings I took whenever his resentment for Fallon and my failure to dispatch her grew too great. But I took it in stride, as I had with the rest of his beatings, which to me were sometimes given for no reason at all. So that was my little paragraph. So, and Ian said, I'd love to say I wrote a ton, but I'm still just rereading. That is okay. Like, sometimes we need to reread our stuff. Like, I know I do that at the beginning of every single writing session. I have to read what I just wrote the previous writing session so I could get back into the head of my characters. And sometimes that's just how it goes. So I think you did a great job. Even if there were no words actually written, that's totally fine. Yes, that is still progress. And yes, fist bump. Oof, not the beatings. Yeah. Vesper's not a cool person at all. And something's happened. So now Delaney can't get rid of him. And I can't, like, Holly knows what it is, but I can't really, like, divulge the details because it kind of gives away a lot of the plot. So, like, I mean, I guess I can. Like, Vesper does something unforgivable, and then Delaney blacks out, and when she wakes up, she's in his body. So that's all I can really say. And she's, like, thinking back on times, on things because Vesper also makes her do things that are morally unethical, such as trying to dispatch his rivals. And that's just a polite way of saying murder his rivals. And they just turned down an alleyway of this woman who Delaney failed to dispatch. Ian says fist bump back. Yes, exactly. Teehee, I got the deets. Yes, you do got the deets. But that is only because we are writing friends in person, and you know I cannot keep secrets, like, about my projects or anything really. Like, I am definitely the type of person where if I get a gift for somebody, I'm just like, can I tell you what I got you? I cannot keep that a secret to save my life. Like, I just, like, the excitement is too great for me to, like, hold inside. I have to tell people. I have no filter when it comes to those kinds of things. So, oops, but it's fine. All right, guys. I do think that this is going to be the end of the night, though. I was thinking that we'd maybe do 2 or 3 sprints, but we got some long ones. And I know a lot of our brains are fried. Plus, it's getting late. It's like 7:30, well, after 7:30. So I'm going to sign off, but I appreciate you all. If you are here for the first time watching the stream and you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Also, for those of you who are on the grams, I am on Instagram as well at charlie.ray.writes. So if you aren't following me over there, please do that because I'm trying to build that over there. And I sometimes post snippets and project updates that I don't always post on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in any of that, feel free. I also post pictures of fun coffee mugs. And sometimes I post pictures of my dog over there. So if you want, feel free. Anyways, I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for being here and joining me on these writing sessions. I do also do these on Saturday mornings at 8:30 Central Standard Time. This month is a little different because I am co-hosting a lot this month on Cody the Writer's channel. So I'm doing a live stream over there at 6 p.m. Central Time tomorrow, and then there's going to be a live stream on my channel 7:30 a.m. Central Time on Saturday. And I do these every Wednesday at 5:30. So be here or be there or be square. So that's just, it is what it is. Good stuff. Thank you for keeping me focused and accountable, everyone. Yes, it's no problem. All right, guys, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your night.